Hey folks, good morning. This is Julie, Miranda, and Claire with Comic Talk episode number 3. And we've got a great episode for you today. I'm expecting us to go a little over again because we each have 3 books and each of us are reading a graphic novel as one of our books this week. We were told by a viewer that we couldn't do it, and to you I say, challenge accepted. So, we're going to get right into it this week with Earth 2 Society, number 1. This book spins right out of DC's Convergence that they ran in May. So all of this book is right out of everything that we saw there. This is right after the ship crash landed on the planet, and it picks up right from there. It shows us how, in a short period of time, people with nothing can create something and then devolve it back to nothing. And it's a really great book. I really enjoyed it, and I think you guys should try it out.
My first comic book is Autumnlands. So Marvel's writer Kurt Busiek returns to Image comic with artist Ben Dewey. So in that first issue, we discover a secret assembly of wizards who are trying to bring back mythical guardians in order to save the world because magic seems to fade away. So this is quite a high fantasy epic adventure for mature readers, I would say, with a dark, eerie type of atmosphere. I really like it. The art is really good for the characters as well as like the scenery. So if you like drama, big narrative arcs, and heroic fantasy, this is just the one for you. You won't be disappointed. Like the cliffhanger at the end of this first issue will leave you wanting more.
Those darn cliffhangers.
I read that too. It's probably my favorite indie book that I'm reading right now. Like I collect this book.
Really good.
It's my favorite indie book that I'm collecting. I loved it.
It looks cute just from the front cover.
It is. It's super wonderful.
So my first book is Fury number 1. It's part of the 50 Years of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's another one of the one-shot. It's essentially about Nick Fury. He gets transported back in time because comic books to 1965, and he meets older Nick Fury, and they have to team up to stop the bad guy. It's a pretty predictable plot. Again, it's 2 guys don't get along at first, team up together, stop the bad guy, save the day, and whatnot. But
I'm sorry. So it's 2 guys that team up, but it's 2 of the same guys.
no,
Okay.
it's different. But
Okay.
the person's still called Nick Fury.
Oh.
Okay.
It's weird. It's complicated, but not really.
Okay.
You just go with it. It's again comic books.
Yeah.
But yeah, so despite it being predictable, it's got a lot of it's sentimental. It's cute. You know, it's just again it's a one shot, so you don't expect something like a big plot twist, big cliffhangers. It's just supposed to be a fun little story, and that's what it was. And I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I've been enjoying these one shots for the 50 Years of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I definitely recommend this.
Fantastic. All right. Second for me today is Justice League of America number 1. This book I really enjoyed, and I don't generally enjoy teen books, but they have balanced it really well. They've introduced us really nicely to all of the characters, both in their personal names when they are well known and their superhero names. So that was kind of fantastic. And you get to see the core Justice Leaguers. So we've got Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Green Lantern, and the Flash that you see. So it's sort of your original 6. And I really don't want to give too much of this away because they deal with some pretty heavy stuff right in the first issue, pulling you in, and they've succeeded in pulling me in. And as I said, teen books, not really my thing. I loved the art. It's a Brian Hitch story, so I am expecting lots of twists, lots of turns, things that I didn't necessarily think of myself, and that's really exciting for me. So, check it out.
Only drawback: no Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, but maybe.
Here's hoping. Knock on wood. He's
Yeah.
my favorite.
So this is The Enemy Within. This actually is the first issue of the sequel of Wild's End by Abnett Kubler. So we pick things up as our 4 previous eras are being held by the military which is still trying to figure out what the hell happened with that early invasion. Sorry. So we also get to meet two new characters, two science fiction writers who think they're on the way to a convention, but are about to being dragged into the same mess. So what I really like about that comic book is actually you forget that all the characters are anthropomorphic. You like, thanks to very peculiar art and very smart tongue-in-cheek dialogues, you kind of just want to like follow the story. It actually reminds me a lot about the French-Spanish comic book Black Sad. So yeah, it's really nice if you like good, smart dialogues and you're into mystery, alien investigation type of stuff. Like, definitely pick this one. It's really good. You won't be disappointed.
Sounds exciting.
My second book is Civil War #1. It is not new this week. It's actually been on the shelves for a little bit, but I thought I'd pick it up and give it a go. It's essentially, it's kind of an alternate ending to the original Civil War, if any of you have read it. So there's obviously a big battle between Iron Man and Captain America about registration for superheroes, and it ends with a big explosion and killing about like millions of people. And then it goes to a flash forward where it's this new civilization where America is split in half. One side ruled by Iron Man and is pro-registration and everything. And the other side ruled by Captain America, where it's more free, you don't have to register, if you get superpowers, you just do what you want kind of thing. It is a Secret Wars tie-in, but it doesn't mention anything about Doom, doesn't anything about Battleworld, anything. So it stands by itself, which is good and bad, because you kind of want to hear more about Secret World, but you also sometimes just want to take a break from the event, so this one's a really good kind of breaking comic. I really enjoyed it. I like seeing the alternate ending, and it left you with a really good cliffhanger, you know, so you don't know what's going to happen next, and I think the story is going to go in a really good direction. So, again, I definitely recommend this one.
Good. Quick question for you. You read Civil War the first time around, right?
Yes.
Can you compare them for me?
Well, I guess the comparison is this happens at the very, very end. So you don't really get to see the whole, what happens in the beginnings. It takes at the end. So it's kind of like a continuation if something really, really bad happened.
Oh, yeah. But that's cool that the first one tells you the story of the Civil War, and now we are seeing the fallout.
Yeah, the fallout if it happened a certain way, because Civil War ended, obviously, I don't want to spoil it in case anyone wants to read it before the movie, but it ended a certain way, but it's a different ending. It's an alternate ending. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Alright, my final book this week is the 2012 Batman Earth 1. I have the hardcover here, which, for any of you who are odd like I am, you might be interested in picking up the hardcover, purely because it's a really nice, soft feeling, and it's very tactilely pleasing. And it honestly does make it the decision for me in this case of whether I buy the trade paperback or the hardcover. So, also, I am realizing now that I'm celebrating Batman Day a little early. This Saturday, the 26th, is Batman Day, and all of my books this week had Batman in it. What a happy coincidence.
Yes.
Alright, so, no more wasting time. Batman Earth 1 was a really nice treat for a Batman story. This is an origin story, but it's a little different, a little more dark than what we are familiar with. We get to see the transformation of Commissioner Gordon into the Commissioner Gordon that we know. We have a really different, kind of darker Alfred that we get to know right from the beginning why he's with the Wayne family. We get a little bit of a different look at how and why Thomas and Martha Wayne were killed. So there are a lot of things that we get to see that we don't necessarily see in your average Batman origin story. And it's a little different, but it still takes you where you know the story's going to go. But I loved being able to see all of these transformations, the people growing into and becoming the characters that we know and love, and how they've developed their morals and their standing points. So I really enjoyed it. The art's fantastic. It's a really nice, easy read also. There are some pages where all you get are crash, smash, boom, which I love. You know, you get a chance to study the artwork and not have to focus as much on the text and focusing on the subtext. So, as Batman graphic novels go, this is probably the best one I've ever read. I highly recommend checking this one out in hardcover.
It sounds like an origin story for everyone but Batman.
Yeah, like Alfred, like the parents
Yeah,
and all.
you don't get a lot of Batman origin, but you get to see
Yeah, but we had like a lot of that. So.
where everybody else around him is coming from.
It's refreshing because you get so many
Batman origin stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want to check it out. Like, it's really nice.
Good. I liked it.
So my graphic novel is The Last Unicorns. This is a graphic adaptation of the famous fantasy novel written by the even more famous fantasy author Peter S.Spiegel. So, if you guys already have read the amazing book, you probably know the story. It's a tale of a unicorn who thinks she's the last of her kind and undertakes a quest to kind of learn what happened to the others. So, I don't have enough words to describe how much I loved that adaptation, and not just because English isn't my native language. Yeah, like first because it's not an easy task to adapt a full literary text into a graphic novel, and the other Peter Gillis, like did it brilliantly. Second, because the art it's marvelous. I mean, yeah, like I'm choosing my word with care here. Like the whole story, it just like it's really brilliant. Like the artist René Delis. Just leaves you page after page in wonder and marvel. So like, it's really beautiful. It's for everybody, kids, adults, humans, unicorns. Whether you have read the original book or not. I actually think this is as much a classic to graphic novel that as the original novel was to fantasy literature. So definitely give it a try, and may you like it as much as I did.
Have you seen the movie yet?
No, I never. Like I read the book as I was a kid, but I read it in French actually.
Okay.
And no, I never. I know there's a movie adaptation. I definitely need to check that out.
Because
of course.
the art in this is far better than the movie.
Oh, is that the
even.
movie? Oh, okay.
So if you've seen the movie and you're thinking this is going to be the same, it's really not.
Oh, okay. Was it like an animation movie or like oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an animated movie.
Okay.
But the art in this graphic novel is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Like even at the end, you have actually a bunch of other graphic artists who like gave it a shot as well. Like you just for the art to go through it, like it's a super book to own.
Own and love.
Yeah, to cherish.
So my last book is another graphic novel from our new section, and it's called God Machine. It follows the main character, Guy Salvatore, and his girlfriend, Sith, has just passed away, so he's mourning her, but he meets, randomly, Satan. You heard me correct. And he tells him that the gods that kind of control the universe have let her slip past reality and by an unknown force. So it's about him trying to get his girlfriend back and kind of avenge her and whatnot. To be honest, I didn't really pick the book up for the story. I didn't really know the story. I picked it up for the art. It's beautiful. It's kind of got this gothic style. It's really interesting because there's no really secure like background. Like you don't see buildings in the background or forest or whatnot. You kind of just see more of the characters, and like they go past like the traditional borders and stuff like that, if that makes sense. But it's really beautiful. This book is not for kids though. It's got a lot of swearing in it, so it's definitely an adult book. And again, it's got really that gothic kind of feel that was really interesting that I haven't really read that much about. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, the art is just beautiful, and what really attracted me to the book. It's just very kind of darker book compared to the light superhero books I normally read. So I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I gave this book a try.
So when you picked it up last week, you said that the art was very Tim Burton-esque.
Oh,
was
yeah,
the
very.
story Tim Burton-esque as well?
It is and it isn't.
Okay.
It is a little different because it is. I keep using this word, but it's more gothic. Like even in the dialogue, they mention like it's kind of like this gothic town, and like they go to like a gothic high school. So it's a little more kind of step towards that side.
Okay.
Well, Tim Horton.
And
I can't
so
tell we're from
kinetic.
Canada.
Yeah. Hey. Well, Tim Burton, he's a little different. It's hard to explain. I'm a big Tim Burton fan, so maybe I think this is why I picked up the book. But yeah.
All right. So those are our 9 books for the week. As always, please send us recommendations and suggestions for what we should read. We'd love to hear from you. If I get one, I will be sure to follow through on it, so long as it is content appropriate for the show. So we'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.